Callie's Take. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, I've been hearing a lot lately going on out here, especially in regards to Anthony Davis and the Lakers and everything, surrounding them, with trades and all this other type talk and speculation. And, the one thing I hear the most, that goes around between the media and a lot of people I talk to and a lot of fans, everywhere, Twitter, all that stuff, is they believe that Anthony Davis coming back can really make things a lot better for the Lakers. And the question I have is, can they depend on Anthony Davis to help them when he does come back? Can Anthony Davis help the Lakers resurrect their season and take them into the playoffs? I'm not saying Anthony Davis is not that good. He's a good enough player to do that. But what I'm saying is, can you trust his health? I mean, Anthony Davis this year, I believe, is averaging 26 or 27 and 12, which is dominant numbers. When he came back for that stint, that 2 weeks, he was averaging probably 35 or 40 points that 2 weeks, where he was just going crazy on everybody, every team they were playing. I get all that. But what my point is, can you trust the fact of his health? And a lot of people seem to make it out to be like Anthony Davis is, the savior for the Lakers if he stays healthy and everything like that. But can you depend on Anthony Davis staying healthy? I mean, is that who you want to put all your dependence on him? You know what I'm saying? Is he the savior for the Lakers? I mean, I don't really know. I mean, and this is the question that I ask, because I'm kind of torn between that, because the Lakers are a better team when Anthony Davis is out there and when he's playing at a high level and healthy. Of course he is. But the problem is, there's no consistency in that. Almost like there's no consistency in LeBron James being out there. I mean, because every little injury or ankle that bothers LeBron now, about it. He sits out a game or two. He takes a game or two off, or whether it's load management or he's really hurt. It's just the fact that, he's doing that more so because he's trying to keep himself pace, throughout the season. Plus, he is older, even though they say he is defying logic and father time, which he is, but he is still older. So they still have to take into account his body and everything. So he's not for sure a for sure vote in regards to being out there every night. So, you can't count on Anthony Davis. And that's the point that I have. Anthony Davis will come back, and I'm hearing a lot of good reports about Anthony Davis looking good from scrimmage and everything. He's looking very healthy. He's looking up well, and like everything is going fine. But at the same time, he's looked good before. He's looked well before. He's looked fine before. He's looked dominant at times before. But it's just not enough for the Lakers to really build, because LeBron's been trying to give Anthony Davis this team for a long time. He's been trying to give him the team, like him to be the best player on the team. But he hasn't been able to do that because Anthony Davis can't stay healthy enough for him to give him the team. So, which would allow the Lakers to be a lot more of a well-rounded or better team if the offense is going through Anthony Davis, because he's playing in the paint, working his way out to the 3-point line, and he makes it difficult for teams to defend the Lakers a lot, or defend the Lakers at a high level, because you can't defend the Lakers supremely at a high level with Anthony Davis there, because he's such a problem. You got to throw double teams at him. He can score off the double teams. He can pass off the double teams. He can shoot. And Anthony Davis is a monster in the paint when he wants to be. So it makes defenses really be on their heels, of course, when Anthony Davis is around. But the problem is, they're not really concerned too much about Anthony Davis, because that's the problem. He's never hardly around. I mean, of course, we talk about players like Kawhi Leonard and people like that, understandably so, because the load management and all this stuff. But Anthony Davis is supposed to be the best player on this team, and he hasn't even took over that reign yet, because, his injuries and his lack thereof has not allowed him to. And, I feel like a lot of Lakers fans and a lot of media is saying if they have Anthony Davis, this will be better, that'll be better. But they had Anthony Davis last year. They played with him some this year. And a lot of the games that he scored 50 plus points, they barely won those games. They won a lot of those games by single digits. It's not like all those games we saw Anthony Davis put up those monster numbers. They were winning by 20 and 30. They win them games by the skin of their teeth. And that's my point. Just because you have Anthony Davis, is he going to make life easier for the Lakers when he comes back? I mean, all of a sudden, first of all, we have to understand there's no such thing as moral victories. You got to go out there and win it. I mean, Anthony Davis was on the floor about a month ago or so, I believe, when they lost to the Indiana Pacers, I think at home. The Indiana Pacers beat the Lakers by 1. You see what I'm saying? Even though Anthony Davis is there, they're still playing a lot of nail biter type games. Their games are still coming down to the wire, and Anthony Davis is putting up all those points, but it really didn't matter because the Lakers defense really isn't that good, and they really don't have not too many other shooters around to stretch the floor to make Anthony Davis and LeBron's life a lot easier. And then Russell Westbrook is their worst shooter on the team, I believe. He comes off the bench and he's still putting up points and doing good things, but he's not really good enough to carry a team anymore, of course. But at the same time, you still got to deal with his turnovers, and you still got to deal with the fact that Russ can't shoot. And when you factor that in, that means everything else has to go right for the Lakers when they're on the floor as a team, as a unit, because they don't have the shooting. I don't really feel like they have the defense that they had before when they, some of the guys that they had let go, KCP and even, Dwight Howard, they let go. So, guys like that who really, made their locker room a lot stronger and a lot better and a lot more well-rounded. I don't know. I just feel like they let go a lot of too many crucial pieces to really be a dominant team or a lot better team. So I just feel like putting all this on Anthony Davis when he returns, like he's going to make everything so much easier for the Lakers. They might not really want to look at it that way because, as I said, you can't put too much on Anthony Davis because he's frail. He gets hurt a lot. So it's like putting too much on him, too much pressure on him and all that. It just makes him more brittle to me. And like I said, it's just one of those situations where the Lakers are going to have to be precautious with Anthony Davis as much as possible. But me personally, if you ask me, I don't really think that he's going to make life so much better for the Lakers. I think he'll come back. I think they'll win some games, but I still think they'll barely make the playoffs, because as I said, when he was dominating playing those games for that 2-3 week stint where he was scoring like 40, 50 points, seemed like every game, they were barely winning those games by 2 or 3 points. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, like the Lakers as a team really just are in trouble again, if you ask me, just like they were last year. And if they fall behind too much, losing some games, too many games, it could really hurt them even in their playing tournament chances. Now, they just won this past game, I think, against, last week against Friday, I think it was against the Memphis Grizzlies. That was a big win for them. So maybe they could build off of that and like last night's game, all the other stuff and go forward. But still, it's tough for the Lakers. It really is. And I don't know if Anthony Davis is just the complete answer for them. They just need a makeover, a do-over or whatever, a changeover or whatever. They need to make a trade. If they don't do that, I don't see nothing good for their future. But as I said, everybody believes in Anthony Davis being the savior. So when he comes back, hopefully it's 27-12 will give them what they need because they're going to need it. They're going to try to make a run at least to the playoffs because they can't have what happened last year, happen this year, which is not make the play-in or playoffs at all. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.